welcome to Morning Blend. I'm Sherry Farmer, and we have a very special guest with us now. It is Paul. Paul, you are just giving me 3 business cards.
Yes.
But you are an entrepreneur, and you have so many irons in the fire.
Right.
Can you tell us more about, I guess, start with maybe the newest thing that you're doing?
Sure. Well, the newest thing is we're about to release a platform for fan engagement for Major League Sports teams. So it's taken about a little over 2 years to get it approved by the Major League sponsoring organization, which is why I can't say much about it yet.
But, and I'm sure that wasn't easy to get them to sign off on.
No, that was a lot of work, and there's a lot of hoops to jump through. But now we're going to release with the first team. We have 4 other teams interested, and it has application not just for Major League teams, but also minor league teams, college, university, even high school teams, to engage fans in a whole new way, which is very exciting.
So will it be, I know you said you can't say much,
Right.
but will it be something in which there's an interaction between the fans as well as a particular player?
No, it's actually more about the fans' experience.
Okay.
And when fans have the opportunity to be on field for a first pitch or for the junior high choir singing God Bless America. So it's the ability to have that memory. So Aunt in Cleveland who can't watch the game can see little Johnny in the choir.
Okay.
So it's kind of a fun thing.
What sparked this idea?
It actually came from a team that I had brought a group of startups before them to talk about what they do. And a couple months later, I got a call from the guy at the team, and he said, well, you brought those startups, but what we really need is this. And he described it, and I said, well, one of the startups actually has a platform that would work for that, and we can show you what that looks like. So we spent a couple of days and put together a little demo for them, and they loved it. And they said, we want to start this season. That was 2 seasons ago.
Well, it takes time, yeah.
And it's taken a long approval process, but it's very exciting. We think it has really interesting implications for teams to be able to engage fans in a new way. Because today, social media and video in particular is really where people's attention is going.
Oh yeah, like you said, an aunt who lives somewhere else can watch her nephew
Right.
or her niece
Right.
perform in any kind of sport that they might be active in, bringing families together.
Right, and this is more their opportunity to be on field. So it might be the junior high choir from that school, so it's 100 kids, and so their parents may be able to be at the game, but Aunt Susie and Uncle Johnny and Grandma and Grandpa in other states can't be there. So it's an ability to share that memory with them.
And how can folks find out more about that as far as when you're going to launch? Do you have a website that folks can follow that information on?
Yes, onfieldmemories.com.
All right. And that's just one
That's one
of your projects.
So
Let's
one
go with
that's-
another project.
One new one that's on the opposite end of the scale is actually a startup in India
Okay.
called Evetica, and it's really focused on home delivery of healthcare services. So talk about the opposite of sports.
Yeah, like sports. You're going to healthcare and you're going all the way to India. Now, why India?
An entrepreneur from here in St. Louis that I helped with another biotech startup he has, and now he has a passion for, in India, pharmacy services are really questionable. They don't have a Walgreens equivalent, and a lot of the local pharmacies get pharmaceuticals that aren't exactly quality. And so the whole idea is delivering your prescription right to your door. So more or less, we have Express Scripts in town. It's more or less like an Express Scripts, only it's even more personal down to the neighborhood. And in India, it's a pharmacist who delivers your medications, so to your office or your home. So it's pretty amazing.
So they actually come out there. So you're helping get all that organized.
Yeah, it's all the way from the doctor writing the prescription to actually delivering the drug to the appropriate patient, and leading towards other home health services. So even going back to the old days of a house call by a doctor.
I think about Little House on the Prairie, and they would pay by Apple.
Right, yeah.
That's probably not going to be an Apple trade.
It could be, as long as it's an Apple computer or something.
There you go.
People would take that.
So that's 2 projects.
That's 2 projects.
I know you have a third, right?
4 or 5 more.
Oh my goodness, do we have enough time? No. Your third project.
Yeah, so the one that's about to release into beta, which means prior to commercial release, is called Schedule, SKEJUL. And if you want to sign up for beta, it's schedule.com, SKEJUL.com. The whole idea of Schedule is it's a pain to set a meeting or an event with a group of people. Even one-on-one, it takes 5 or 6 emails. And these days, the metrics on email is the average email gets answered in 45 minutes at the low end, in 4 days at the long end. So if you're really trying to get together with somebody, and it takes 9 emails back and forth.
And that can cause anxiety right there, going back and forth with all those emails.
Well, by the time you get the meeting, the purpose of the meeting is gone or forgotten, right?
And you've got like 20 emails.
Right, yeah, you're 20 emails down, you still don't have the
Yeah,
meeting.
no answer.
And a lot of the solutions today are you expose your calendar to somebody else, you make them do the work, right? And I had one the other day, and the guy sent me the note, and he says, oh, by the way, pick 3 from one of these days, 3 different times from one of these days, and then I'll respond whether or not I'm going to accept it. In other words, you do all the work, and then I still might not say yes.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, you might even miss
what's
that
the
email.
point?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the point? So the whole idea of schedule is acting on everybody's behalf. So schedule understands not just your availabilities, because it's not that hard if people submit their calendars, their full calendars, to find an open space between 3 people. Just because it's open doesn't mean it's appropriate.
Yeah.
Because there may be other things on either side of it. The kind of meeting should happen at a certain time. I don't take business meetings at 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
But friends hanging out, that's completely different. So understanding your preferences and priorities, as well as the people you connect to, the places you go, and the things you like, right? It's all based on that, and we model everybody. So 4 people can be assembled that don't know each other, don't know anything about each other, but schedule knows enough to act on everybody's behalf to make that best date, time,
It's
and
like
place.
your middleman.
Exactly, yeah.
Because scheduling gives people quite the headache, but you're
Yes.
making that happen and helping with the headaches. And the stuff that they share on your site, it's just between them and the scheduler.
Yes, so nobody sees my calendar, but they see when I can meet with them. right?
So your boss, if you're wanting to have a meeting with your boss, they won't know when you're going out to party with your
Right,
friends the
yes.
rest of the week. That's all
Or,
kept secret.
I'll give you a more practical example. I'm a grandpa, and Wednesday mornings, I drive my granddaughter to school. So that's sacrosanct time, right? Any other morning, I will meet with an entrepreneur and mentor them, but not Wednesday mornings, because my granddaughter is my priority.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't need to know that, now they probably do.
Yep.
Why not Wednesday morning?
Cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, exactly. But it's that kind of acting on your behalf without exposing your personal information, which we think is extremely important.
And then your 5th.
So the main company that is now almost 18 years old is called Trade Harbor. So my co-founder and I were both part of a startup here in St. Louis called Paylinks, which was credit card processing. And they sold software, but they weren't making enough money for their venture capitalists, their funders. And so they were looking for a way to turn that software product into a service. So my co-founder had done some work with me when I was in publishing, and he knew I'd turned books into services, subscription services. So he said, let's talk to Paul about this. So we met and talked about it, and I said, yes, this is perfect for a service. So we started converting that software into a service, partly because they sold the software and then it was a fee, and then it was 20% of that fee every year for maintenance. And so it was in the tens of thousands of dollars, but their customers were saving millions. So we said, okay, you're leaving money on the table, right? This should really be a service where you take a percentage of the transaction. And so they actually were the first, quite literally the first internet payment gateway. The ability to choose a processor, connect to a processor, or change processors for a transaction. So,
And that's been going on, you said, for 18 years.
so
You've been a part
what
of that.
happened was, as part of that project, my co-founder had been at Bell Labs and Bellcore. He was a
Okay.
speech scientist. He was recruited to come to St. Louis to be a part of their labs group. And then when the labs group moved away, down to Austin, they moved the labs to Austin, several of the scientists stayed here and started a company doing solutions for companies, and Paylinks spun out of one of those solutions they built for a company. And so we were working on this project, and about a month or 2 into it, he called me really late one night and he said, man, I just realized something. He said, I had an epiphany. We're allowing these merchants to take more fraud more efficiently. If I tie my understanding of advanced speech technology with what I now know about credit card transactions, we could create a virtual credit card slip in the drawer using someone's voice. And I said, wow, that name really sucks. It would be way too long for a product, but I get it.
Yeah.
And I had been part of a healthcare startup that was really focused on interacting between physician and patient. And part of it was electronic prescriptions. So I got it for the credit cards, but I also got it for how it could help healthcare. So we started the company called Trade Harbor, and we decided to call it the Voice Signature Service, which was a better name for a product and service.
Just so many irons in the fire. And you know, I have a sixth job for you.
Okay,
With the beard, being this time of year,
that's right.
I think you could easily, and you've already got a granddaughter, great Santa Claus.
I have 3 grandkids.
Oh,
so-
3, see? And that'd just be an extra side gig for you.
Yeah.
Because you don't have any more time left, right?
No, I don't, I have all kinds of time to burn.
Spare,
yes. No, a few years ago, we went to our cousin's house, and one of his grandkids was a little 3-year-old boy. Looked like a pixie. He's the cutest kid. He's a little bigger, but he's still cute. But he came up to me about halfway through the evening. He goes, "Are you Santa?" And I said, "No, but I work with him, and whatever you want for Christmas, I guarantee I'll get
You
it."
can
And
make
his
it happen.
dad gave me the worst look.
Oh, I bet.
What are you doing? So yeah, I've been mistaken for Santa once or twice.
I think that'd be a fun gig.
Yeah.
And again, you have so many different things going on. How can folks, again, find out more about you and the awesome products that you can help them with their company?
Sure, I'm on LinkedIn, Paul Heirendt, Heirendt. My Twitter handle is @Heirendt. That's probably the best way to see what I'm doing in the entrepreneur community.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Paul.
Thank you, I enjoyed it.
Thanks.
Clear. Thank you, that was fun.